What is up mga kahabis? So Ralph here. Maybe you're wondering who the hell is this random vlogger or vlogger wannabe right now. Basically, I'm Ralph and I have the Hobbyist Vlogs as my vlog channel on Facebook and YouTube. So basically I will be discussing today is the very controversial recommendation when it comes to your car's engine, especially if you experience an issue. So this is all about the engine's cooling system, as you can see on your screen right there. This is how your engine cooling system looks like. So the question that we will be answering today is, should you be removing your engine's thermostat if you experience an overheating issue? Well, let's answer that by running through the theory and the explanation how it works and the purpose of the thermostat itself of that specific small part. Um, Maybe we're thinking that this is an insignificant part of the cooling system of your car's engine. So, by the way, just to give you a quick overview, I'm an automotive servicing certified by TESDA and C2, and I covered all of the courses under that course. I think it's sub courses, and I have different certifications. And also at the same time, I know it's weird, but I also work as a software engineer overseas. But I'm based in the Philippines. Okay, for 10 plus years. Okay, so enough. It's not. This is not about me. So I'm just sharing my knowledge, just for you to avoid different scams or misconceptions when it comes to your car or your engine's cooling system. So, if you have brand new cars like 5 years or less, I don't think you will. This will be applicable for you, but it's still a good video where you can get more knowledge about this. I'm not saying this is not significant video for you, but not you still might not be able to relate in this video because your car is new in good condition. You're probably not experiencing any problems in your engine's cooling system at the moment. So if you have a car with 6 plus years old or 5 plus or 6 years above, I think this will be more this will make more sense. Okay? So, okay, let's begin. So, the thermostat's location is basically in your radiator's top radiator hose. Most likely, it's on the end of it from the radiator. So, based on this illustration right here, this is your thermostat. So, quick overview. So, this is your engine block. Okay. This is your engine cylinder head. This is your radiator. So, your radiator is the ones who's responsible to dissipate the heat from the water or coolant inside it. And this is your radiator hoses and your fan. Okay? So the radiator hose, sorry, let me correct that. Your radiator is responsible to absorb the heat from your um, engine's coolant, but the one who's responsible to dissipate the heat from there is your cooling fan. Okay? So in the illustrator, this is a diesel engine, but if you have a petrol engine, you will be having an electronic uh, fan right there. So, okay. So also, did I miss anything? So yeah, radiator release cap. So I don't think that will be relevant. So this is your combustion chambers or your cylinder block, your engine block cylinder. Okay, this is where the air fuel mixture combustion is taking place. So it explodes right there to convert the energy to transfer it to your um, crankshaft and convert it to energy and transfer it to your clutch, to your axle, and to your car's wheels. So basically, that is it for the quick overview. Okay, so going back to the thermostat. So what is the job of the thermostat, by the way? So the job of the thermostat is to regulate the temperature of your engine or engine block. Okay, so let's say you woke up 5 or 6 a.m. in the morning, and then you started your car, and initially the temperature of your coolant within your engine block right here is, let's say, 30 degrees Celsius, or if you're in a cold um, location, maybe 20 degrees Celsius. So the thermostat is initially closed. So the coolant right here on the engine block is enclosed. Okay, it will keep rotating in this area outside your combustion cylinders or engine block cylinders. Okay, right there. And then your temperature, since the engine is already running and your fuel is already burning right here, it will start to rise. And by the way, your thermostat configuration in most of the cars, especially petrols, their configuration is 80 degrees Celsius. Okay? So, what about this 80 degrees Celsius? So, when it reaches 80 degrees Celsius, since it is the configuration of the thermostat, it will open up. And this valve right here will open, and the coolant from your cylinder block, okay, or your engine block will transfer to your radiator. Because this, when your engine is running, since the combustion is happening, it will rise to 60, 62, up to 80 degrees Celsius. Now, when it is on 80 degrees Celsius, the valve will open and the hot coolant will transfer from the block to your radiator. And by the way, your radiator has a lower temperature or coolant temperature. Let's say it is currently initially on 30 degrees Celsius. Now, since it is the hot water is pushing the water from the radiator, okay? Please keep in mind that the cold air or cold water will go down and the hot water or air will go up. So, I'm not sure about the theory about that, but I'll flash that on the screen later. So yeah, so the cold water will be removed, pushed out from the radiator, and go back to your cylinder block, replacing the hot coolant or water, and then the hot water will. So basically, they will exchange position or change their position. Okay. So now the temperature here is now 80 degrees Celsius, and your cylinder block's temperature is now, I don't think 30 degrees, because it will be impossible because your water will heat up immediately, almost instantaneously. So let's say 7 degrees Celsius, okay? Right here until it reaches again 80 degrees Celsius. So now the water under your radiator or the coolant in your radiator be ha- will be like colder because of the radiator fan right here, or the ambient air from outside your car while you're driving. Okay, and then it will escape somewhere under the hood, or if you have vents on your hood, it will dissipate the heat. And now the coolant here will reach maybe 50 degrees Celsius or even higher. Okay, I don't have any accurate numbers for that. So the main point is the coolant will be cooler. Now again, the cycle repeats by itself. And by the way, this is the water pump or cool water pump. It is called water pump, but maybe you can call it also as coolant pump because engine uses coolant. Um, so the water pump again will get the water or pump the water from the radiator and put it on the block. And the cycle repeats by itself. And now that is the reason why this small device right here, which is the thermostat, helps you, or the main job of it is to regulate the temperature of your engine. Okay? So, why is this important? Well, it is important for you to have this thermostat, and engineers learned or studied this years, decades, until they invented the thermostat for a purpose. So that's the main point here. Um, this is important is because for you to reach your engine's operating temperature in 2 minutes or 5 minutes or so, the point is for you to quickly reach your engine's operating temperature. So if your engine's operating temperature is 78, you will reach it because your coolant is not continuously circulating within this cycle. Okay? So, what is the advantage of that? So, if you reach or running your engine on your engine's specs or running temperature, your fuel efficiency will increase. Okay? Because you will less likely to have unburned fuel on your combustion process. Okay? So, should you remove your thermostat? For me, no, if it's a conventional car or it's a daily driven car, unless you are on a racing industry and you are doing some experimentation with your team where your engine is always running on a higher RPM instead of running on lower RPMs, and that will immediately, of course, it's also as good that it is always on a higher temperature, and your thermostat will likely stuck open because of the racing or the behavior of the engine while you are racing. So, but if you are, using your conventional car, a sedan or MPV or SUV, don't remove your thermostat. It won't make sense. So if you remove, what will happen if you remove your thermostat? Okay. So let's say you remove your thermostat. Your mechanic told you that, hey, you've been overheating for quite a while now, and we can't find the main culprit. We're recommending you to remove the thermostat. Well, immediately say no. Maybe you can replace it. Okay. Or maybe you can ask for second opinion. Okay. So let's say you remove the thermostat. Now, you going back to the previous situation, you woke up early, 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. in the morning, and the temperature is 30 degrees Celsius of your coolant in the radiator and on the engine block. Now it started to rise to 60 degrees Celsius, or maybe uh, it did stop on, let's say, 70 degrees Celsius. So take note, this is not accurate. So the water here will keep on circulating without any hesitations, continuously. Now, before you reach 70 degrees Celsius, I think it will take more, maybe 10 or 15 minutes, because your fan right here is continuously um, working to cool this hot water. So this will have a balanced temperature. Okay? And there's a cons with that. You are no longer reaching the operating temperature, which is the 80 degrees Celsius. Now, you will likely have more unburned fuel. Now, I will speak into a software engineer's perspective. Now, I will add in the ECU. Now, this ECU is also called computer box. Okay? Now, it is all in computer, it is all about logic, inputs, and outputs. Now, if the computer is being told or getting an input from the temperature sensor, and it's telling the computer that, hey, you are on 70 degrees Celsius. Okay? And it's been 10 minutes or 5 minutes or more. And also, you have lots of unburned fuel, and the compression rate is a little bit lower. Again, this is not drastic, okay? It's a little bit lower. I'm bad at drawing. So it's a little bit lower. What you should do, give command to the fuel injectors to compensate. Now, give the cylinder more fuel. Now it is now your engine is now more less it is now less efficient. It is using more fuel than it used to. So that is one of the effect of that. Also, if you are, I think you have a clutch. This is also a clutch fan. So since it is consistent, the fan always detects that your engine is running on a very high temperature. It's not turning cold on this section in this area. So the clutch fan is actually tend to be freewheeling if it detects that, hey, you don't need to work because the coolant on the radiator is already cold. Okay, so you don't need to be engaged, or you can go freewheeling. So since it is always hot, the radiator is always hot, is equivalent, its temperature is equivalent to the engine's almost operating temperature, your fan will keep on working. Okay? The same thing to your petrol engines. If it's using electronic fan, okay, your electronic fan or auxiliary fan will also keep on working. So I'm not pointing any fingers here. I saw some blogs telling that, hey, my engine is not running that hot. I will avoid wear and tears. Maybe it's true on some gaskets. Um, but your fans, your auxiliary fans, dude, it will work more than it used to. It's supposed to. So I think the wear and tear will negate your on what you're currently saying. So again, to answer the question, should you be removing the thermostat? Well, based on what I explained right now, I think you can answer it yourself. But on my personal opinion, I really don't recommend removing your thermostat. Okay? So how can you maintain your thermostat? Okay, maybe after 5 years, after you completed your car loan, it is a good or perfect time to have your thermostat checked. Also, I do it myself. I don't know if it's on a service manual, but every 2 years I flash out my coolant. Okay, so that I can maintain the anti-rust detergent of the coolants. I can replenish them because what is the enemy of the thermostat? Rust and dirty water or coolant. So don't use tap water or pure distilled water on your cars or your engine's cooling system. It might destroy not just the fuel pump but also the thermostat and other, I don't know, maybe sensors right there. So yeah, basically that is it. So if you have any questions, if you have different opinion, again, this is my opinion based on what I've studied and what I experimented on my previous cars. So yeah, please feel free to add your comments on the comment section. And please, you don't need to be like to be violent on the comment section. It's an open thought, and we are always open for new learnings, education. So I hope this helps new student in TESDA who's taking NC2 automotive servicing to give you a little bit more knowledge about the engine's cooling system. And also for new car owners to prepare you in the future just in case you I hope not I hope not, but if you experience overheating on your cars, this is one thing that you need to avoid. I hope I prepare help you at somehow preparing you in the future because your car and our cars deteriorate as it ages. Also, for the used car owners with 6 or even more years, specifically with if you own older cars, more than 5 years. So I hope this will help you prevent making wrong decisions to your car in the future. But still, it's your property, it's your decision, it's your opinion. But my goal here is to help you save a lot of money and also prevent you from destroying your car rather than fixing it when this issue occurs because it is inevitable as your as our car ages. No, So, yeah, basically that is it. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for watching.